Along those lines, I like how you said this is something that we both can relate to. Yeah, this profession is definitely not boring. There's always things that you're learning. There's tons of things that you don't know. Even that's the one thing that I like about the profession is it keeps me on my toes and just constantly seeing not only athletic training evolved, but just healthcare evolve. I think we're seeing that rapidly, even over the past decade, right? And some of the things that services we're providing for the athletes now, probably even in the high school setting, is way more than what you were doing 5, 10 years ago, too. So, you want to talk a little bit about that for anybody? This could be either be like high school athletes or parents or even future athletic trainers who's looking to maybe pursue a career in the high school setting. You want to say a little bit about what it is that you guys do or what you've seen, and what is the value of having athletic trainers in every high school? And Hawaii is one of the fortunate states to actually
Oh,
have that across the nation.
oh, definitely. I know we've said it a lot, especially these past 2 years, and keep your kids safe.
Mhm.
Yeah, like before the pandemic, in athletics, we keep them safe. We have to advocate for your child because your child didn't go to college. Your child didn't take anatomy, didn't take rehab class or evaluation class. We took it. We know better.
Mhm.
So I feel, advocating for people
Mhm.
who don't know enough. Getting back to how to get into the profession, once I said, you gotta care, right? You gotta care. Like you see your athlete go down and they're in pain, but you see what the severity of their pain is or the severity of their injury. And sometimes you can tape, or if it requires some soft tissue release, and they can get back into the game. Sometimes injuries aren't as, I wouldn't say simple to remedy, but just being there for the athlete. So what we provide as athletic trainers in the high school setting is, we advocate for the kids for their injuries. We also try to make sure they're playing in a safe environment, whether if the field or gym conditions aren't good, or whether the athlete themselves aren't prepared to play. So us being able to use foresight because of our experience and our knowledge is what is key. We if there were no athletic trainers, if someone gets hurt, say it's just a simple ankle injury or a grade 1 ankle injury, which people can get back to, and sometimes it's a pretty valuable player. Everyone's pretty valuable, but sometimes you have some people who are score more or help the team more. If they don't rehab correctly, or if they don't rehab at all, things can snowball into other conditions. Yeah. I feel like I'm walking testament. That's what allows me to better able to help these children instead of having them go to the doctor. And especially with our healthcare system, sometimes you go see your PCP and they're not really, some aren't very versed in orthopedics. Those, and you'd hope that you did get a referral to an orthopedic surgeon, but sometimes you go to urgent care or you see a doctor, a general practitioner, and you're just out for 2 weeks. Like sometimes the athletes don't come back, and for 2 weeks they haven't been doing any kind of rehab or any kind of exercising, and they come back, and then you have to start the whole cycle again. You have to build them back up to where their joint is functional and where they're comfortable with using their joint. That's just one aspect. Bottom line, we're here to keep the kids safe, right?
Mhm.
Like whether it's first aid, or if when you have more difficult injuries, you have to do like spine boarding, or
Yeah.
say vacuum splinting when you have a fracture, or
Mhm.
even if you have compound fractures or sticking out, like you have to know what to do.
Mhm.
Yeah. And if there's no one that knows what to do, I always think the best in people that, they're going to do the right thing. They're going to call the appropriate people. And, everyone means well, but sometimes like time is of the essence, right? And I feel as athletic trainers, we're there immediately. We're someone you can count on. You don't have to worry about like, oh, if I get hurt and there's no one to help me, I don't know what to do. I feel like, I know kids don't even think about injury, but even for parents' peace of mind, if something bad happens, someone who has training is there. And that's just the emergency part.
Yeah.
At least you're comforted with knowing that even though your child is injured, you know that someone is there to see them through the entirety of their injury, from the management of it to the rehabilitation of it. And then to see them go from, oh, my kid is down, to like, oh, my kid is playing.
Yes.
And no pain, or, like, it's good. Like they come to you, they tell you thank you. Kids tell you thank you. And just getting them back, man.
Yeah, and that's so true. Is like, the skill set, and all of the athletic trainers in the high school. I mean, talk about understaffed compared to student athlete population.
Yeah.
But it's everything from, to advocate for the profession a little bit, for parents out there that might listen, kids that might listen, it's everything from emergent care to like the most, I guess, severe and urgent type of injury, right? We're going to be there, all the way to your maybe minor sprains and strains, but making sure that doesn't become more problematic, like you said, making sure that you can actually come back from that and still progress and get better, and everything in between. It's not only taping and icing, it's not only rehab, it's not only, certain aspects. I think it's the entire healthcare of the athlete, the student athlete. But we're also not the ones doing it all by ourselves. I think we communicate and collaborate with a lot of different professions in the medical field, and that kind of helps to keep your child or the athlete safe, right? And that's the number one goal, is to just make sure that you're safe. And like you said, I think that was a very good statement that you made, was like, we have the foresight to see what will happen if you treat it various ways. And what we want to do is pick the safest way, not only immediately, but in the long term as well, so that, you can live your life. And I think your experiences has kind of not only taught you that, but it helps you to impart it on the kids, right?